Welcome to our video on brain-related topics. In this video, we covered various fascinating areas of neuroscience, including brain mapping, brain plasticity, cognitive neuroscience, brain-computer interfaces, BCIs, neuropharmacology, mental health, neurogenetics, brain-inspired computing, brain stimulation techniques, and ethical considerations in brain research. Brain research, also known as neuroscience, is a rapidly advancing field that seeks to understand the intricacies of the brain, its structure, function, and how it relates to cognition, behavior, and various neurological disorders. Here are some key areas where brain research currently stands. Brain mapping. It is the process of creating a detailed representation or map of the brain's structure, function, or connectivity. It involves various techniques that allow researchers to visualize and study the complex organization of the brain. Structural brain mapping involves using neuroimaging techniques such as magnetic resonance imaging, MRI, to create detailed images of the brain's anatomy. These images can provide information about the size, shape, and location of different brain regions, and can help identify structural abnormalities associated with neurological disorders. Functional brain mapping, on the other hand, involves measuring brain activity while performing specific tasks or during rest. Techniques such as functional magnetic resonance imaging, fMRI, positron emission tomography, PET, and electroencephalography, EEG, can be used to detect changes in blood flow, glucose metabolism, or electrical activity in the brain, which can provide insights into the brain's functional organization, such as areas involved in language processing, motor control, or memory. Connectivity-based brain mapping aims to understand the complex networks of connections between different brain regions, known as the brain's connectome. Diffusion tensor imaging, DTI, and functional connectivity MRI, fCMRI, are commonly used techniques to study brain connectivity, revealing how different brain regions communicate and work together in networks. Brain mapping has led to significant advancements in our understanding of the brain's structure and function, including identifying specific brain regions associated with various cognitive functions, emotions, and behaviors. It has also provided insights into the underlying neural mechanisms of neurological disorders, such as Alzheimer's disease, epilepsy, and schizophrenia, and has implications for diagnosis, treatment, and neurorehabilitation. However, brain mapping is a complex and ongoing field of research, and there is still much to learn about the intricacies of the brain's organization and function. As technology and techniques continue to advance, brain mapping is expected to play a critical role in unlocking the mysteries of the brain and furthering our understanding of human cognition, behavior, and neurological disorders. Brain plasticity, it also known as neuroplasticity, refers to the brain's ability to change and adapt throughout life in response to experiences, learning, and environmental changes. It involves structural and functional changes in the brain's neural networks, including changes in the strength and connectivity of synapses, the connections between neurons, and even the generation of new neurons. There are two main types of brain plasticity. Structural plasticity, this refers to physical changes in the brain's structure, such as the growth of new neurons, neurogenesis, the formation of new synaptic connections, and changes in the size and shape of existing neurons. Structural plasticity can occur in various brain regions, including the hippocampus, a region important for learning and memory, the cortex, the outer layer of the brain responsible for higher cognitive functions, and other areas involved in sensory perception, motor control, and emotional processing. Functional plasticity, this refers to changes in the functional organization of the brain, such as the recruitment of different brain regions to perform a particular function, or the reorganization of neural networks after injury or disease. For example, if one part of the brain is damaged, other regions may take over its functions, allowing for recovery of lost abilities or compensation for the damage. Brain plasticity has significant implications for learning and memory, recovery from brain injuries, and neurorehabilitation. It allows the brain to adapt to changing environments, learn new skills, and recover from damage. For example, in cases of stroke or traumatic brain injury, the brain can sometimes rewire itself and compensate for lost functions through plasticity, enabling partial or complete recovery of function. Research on brain plasticity has also led to the development of interventions and therapies for various neurological conditions, such as stroke rehabilitation, cognitive rehabilitation in neurodegenerative diseases, and treatments for developmental disorders. Techniques such as brain training, cognitive behavioral therapy, and neurofeedback are used to harness the brain's plasticity to improve cognitive function and enhance recovery in various clinical settings. In summary, brain plasticity is the brain's remarkable ability to change and adapt throughout life, and it has profound implications for learning, memory, recovery from brain injuries, and neurorehabilitation. It continues to be an active area of research, providing insights into the brain's dynamic nature and its potential for recovery and adaptation in response to various experiences and challenges. Cognitive neuroscience, it is an interdisciplinary field of study that combines principles and methods from neuroscience, psychology, and cognitive science to investigate how the brain processes, represents, and modulates cognitive functions such as perception, attention, memory, language, decision-making, and emotion. Cognitive neuroscientists seek to understand the neural basis of cognition by examining the relationship between brain activity and cognitive processes. They use a variety of techniques, including neuroimaging, such as functional magnetic resonance imaging or fMRI, electroencephalography, EEG, transcranial magnetic stimulation, TMS, and other methods to study brain structure, function, and connectivity in relation to cognitive tasks or mental processes. One of the key goals of cognitive neuroscience is to uncover how the brain processes information and gives rise to our thoughts, perceptions, memories, and behaviors. This involves investigating the neural mechanisms underlying cognitive processes, such as how different brain regions communicate and interact with each other, how neural networks are organized and modulated, and how changes in brain activity relate to changes in cognition. Cognitive neuroscience research has provided valuable insights into our understanding of the brain's role in cognition and behavior, including how different brain regions are involved in specific cognitive functions, how brain activity changes during development, aging, and in neurological disorders, and how the brain can adapt and change through plasticity in response to experience. Applications of cognitive neuroscience research can be found in various fields, including clinical psychology, education, neurology, psychiatry, and artificial intelligence. It has implications for understanding and treating cognitive disorders, developing interventions for cognitive enhancement, optimizing learning and education strategies, and improving our understanding of human behavior, consciousness, and the mind-brain relationship. In summary, cognitive neuroscience is a multidisciplinary field that investigates the neural basis of cognitive processes and how the brain supports our mental functions. It combines knowledge and methods from neuroscience, psychology, and cognitive science to advance our understanding of the brain and cognition, and has wide-ranging applications in various domains of human endeavor. Brain-computer interfaces, BCIs, these are the systems that allow direct communication and interaction between the brain and an external device, such as a computer, prosthetic limb, or other digital or mechanical device, without the need for traditional motor or sensory pathways. BCIs utilize advanced technologies to decode and interpret brain signals, allowing individuals to control external devices using their thoughts or receive sensory feedback from the devices directly into their brains. There are several types of BCIs, including invasive, partially invasive, and non-invasive BCIs. Invasive BCIs, these require the implantation of electrodes or sensors directly into the brain tissue, typically through neurosurgical procedures. Invasive BCIs provide high-quality and precise neural recordings, but they are also associated with higher risks and complexities due to the surgical procedures involved. They are mainly used in research and clinical settings for individuals with severe disabilities, such as paralysis or locked-in syndrome. Partially invasive BCIs, these involve implantation of electrodes or sensors on or near the brain, but not inside the brain tissue. They offer a compromise between invasiveness and ease of use, providing intermediate levels of neural recording quality and safety. Non-invasive BCIs, these do not require any surgical procedures and instead use external sensors, such as electroencephalography, EEG, or functional near-infrared spectroscopy, FNIRS, to detect and interpret brain activity from the scalp or other external parts of the body. Non-invasive BCIs are more user-friendly and safer, but they generally have lower spatial and temporal resolution compared to invasive or partially invasive BCIs. BCIs hold great promise for a wide range of applications, including assistive technologies for individuals with disabilities, neurorehabilitation, communication and control for people with motor impairments, virtual reality and gaming, cognitive enhancement, and even augmentation of human capabilities for healthy individuals. BCIs have the potential to revolutionize the way we interact with technology and open up new possibilities for people with physical or cognitive limitations. However, BCIs also raise important ethical, social, and privacy concerns, such as the potential for invasion of privacy, issues of consent, data security, and the potential for unintended consequences. Ethical considerations and careful regulation are crucial in the development and deployment of BCIs to ensure their responsible and beneficial use. In summary, brain-computer interfaces, BCIs, are cutting-edge technologies that allow direct communication and interaction between the brain and external devices. They have the potential to transform many aspects of human life, from healthcare to technology, but also raise important ethical and societal concerns. Ongoing research and development in the field of BCIs continue to expand our understanding of the brain and its interface with technology, paving the way for exciting advancements in the future. Neuropharmacology. It is a branch of pharmacology that focuses on the study of how drugs and other chemical substances interact with the nervous system, including the brain and the peripheral nervous system. It encompasses the investigation of how drugs affect the structure, function, and signaling mechanisms of neurons and other cells in the nervous system, as well as their impact on behavior, cognition, and mental health. Neuropharmacologists study a wide range of drugs, including those that are used therapeutically to treat various neurological and psychiatric disorders, as well as drugs of abuse and recreational drugs that impact the nervous system. They investigate how these drugs interact with specific receptors, enzymes, ion channels, and other molecular targets in the nervous system, and how these interactions lead to changes in cellular and synaptic function. The field of neuropharmacology has made significant contributions to our understanding of the underlying mechanisms of many neurological and psychiatric disorders, as well as the development of drugs for their treatment. For example, neuropharmacological research has led to the development of drugs used to manage conditions such as epilepsy, depression, anxiety, schizophrenia, and neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's and Parkinson's disease. Neuropharmacologists use a variety of techniques to study the effects of drugs on the nervous system, including in vitro experiments using isolated neurons or brain tissue, in vivo studies using animal models, and human clinical trials. They also use advanced methods such as molecular biology, biochemistry, pharmacokinetics, and imaging techniques to investigate the mechanisms of drug action in the brain. The field of neuropharmacology is continuously evolving, with ongoing research aimed at discovering new drug targets, developing novel therapeutic approaches, and understanding the complex interactions between drugs and the nervous system. It plays a crucial role in advancing our understanding of the neurochemical basis of brain function and dysfunction, and in the development of effective pharmacological interventions for neurological and psychiatric disorders. In summary, neuropharmacology is a field of study that investigates how drugs and other chemical substances interact with the nervous system, including the brain, to modulate its function. It has significant implications for the understanding and treatment of various neurological and psychiatric disorders, and continues to contribute to the development of new therapeutic strategies for these conditions. Mental health. It refers to the overall well-being and functioning of an individual's psychological, emotional, and social state. It encompasses a broad range of factors, including thoughts, feelings, emotions, behaviors, and relationships, that contribute to a person's mental well-being. Mental health is a fundamental aspect of human health and plays a crucial role in an individual's ability to cope with stress, manage emotions, engage in meaningful relationships, and navigate life's challenges. Mental health involves the balance and integration of various cognitive, emotional, and social processes, including perception, cognition, emotion regulation, interpersonal relationships, and coping skills. It encompasses both positive mental health, characterized by resilience, adaptability, and psychological well-being, as well as mental disorders, which are conditions that disrupt an individual's thoughts, emotions, behaviors, or social functioning. Mental health disorders, also known as mental illnesses or psychiatric disorders, can range from mild to severe and may include conditions such as depression, anxiety disorders, schizophrenia, bipolar disorder, personality disorders, and many others. These disorders can significantly impact a person's mental well-being, daily functioning, and quality of life, and often require appropriate diagnosis, treatment, and support. Mental health is influenced by various factors, including genetics, brain chemistry, environmental factors, life experiences, and social and cultural influences. It is important to note that mental health is a complex and multifaceted aspect of human well-being, and it is influenced by a wide range of factors that interact in complex ways. Taking care of mental health is vital for overall well-being and quality of life. Strategies for maintaining good mental health include practicing self-care, managing stress, getting adequate sleep, engaging in regular physical exercise, maintaining supportive relationships, seeking professional help when needed, and engaging in activities that promote emotional well-being and resilience. In recent years, there has been a growing recognition of the importance of mental health promotion, prevention, early intervention, and destigmatization of mental illnesses. Mental health awareness campaigns, advocacy efforts, and increased access to mental health services have helped to reduce the stigma associated with mental health and improve access to care for individuals experiencing mental health challenges. In summary, mental health refers to the overall well-being and functioning of an individual's psychological, emotional, and social state. It encompasses various factors that contribute to a person's mental well-being, including positive mental health and mental disorders. Taking care of mental health is crucial for overall well-being, and efforts to promote mental health, prevent mental illness, and provide appropriate care and support are important aspects of healthcare and society as a whole. Neurogenetics. It is a field of study that explores the genetic basis of the structure, function, and development of the nervous system, including the brain and peripheral nerves. It focuses on how genetic information is encoded in the DNA of an individual's genes and how these genes influence the development, organization, and function of the nervous system. Neurogenetics investigates the role of genes in normal brain development, as well as their contribution to various neurological disorders and conditions. Genes are segments of DNA that contain instructions for building proteins, which are the building blocks of cells and play critical roles in the functioning of the nervous system. Genetic mutations, which are changes in the DNA sequence, can affect the structure or function of proteins, leading to alterations in brain development, neural circuits, and cellular processes. Neurogenetic research seeks to understand how specific genes and their mutations influence brain development, neurochemical signaling, synaptic function, and other molecular and cellular processes in the nervous system. It also investigates how these genetic factors contribute to the development of neurological disorders, such as neurodevelopmental disorders, for example, autism spectrum disorder, intellectual disability, neurodegenerative disorders, for example, Alzheimer's disease, Parkinson's disease, and other neurological conditions, for example, epilepsy, migraine. Neurogenetics employs various techniques and approaches, including molecular genetics, gene sequencing, gene editing technologies, such as CRISPR-Cas9, gene expression profiling, animal models, and human genetics studies to elucidate the genetic mechanisms underlying normal brain development and the pathophysiology of neurological disorders. The findings from neurogenetic research have significant implications for our understanding of the genetic basis of brain development and function, as well as the diagnosis, treatment, and prevention of neurological disorders. They can provide insights into the underlying mechanisms of these disorders, identify potential therapeutic targets, and inform personalized medicine approaches for individuals with neurogenetic conditions. In summary, neurogenetics is a field of study that investigates the genetic basis of the structure, function, and development of the nervous system, and how genetic factors influence normal brain development and contribute to neurological disorders. It employs various techniques and approaches to unravel the complex interplay between genes and the nervous system, and its findings have significant implications for our understanding and management of neurological conditions. Brain-inspired computing, it also known as neuromorphic computing or neurocomputing, is a rapidly growing interdisciplinary field that seeks to develop computing systems and technologies inspired by the principles of the human brain. It aims to replicate or emulate the unique computational capabilities of the brain, including its ability to process information, learn from experience, adapt to changing environments, and perform complex tasks with high efficiency. The human brain is a remarkable organ with billions of neurons interconnected in intricate ways, forming complex neural networks that process and integrate information in parallel. Brain-inspired computing draws inspiration from the structure, function, and dynamics of the brain's neural networks to design novel computing architectures, algorithms, and hardware that can emulate or mimic the brain's computational processes. One of the key concepts in brain-inspired computing is the use of neural networks, which are computational models that are inspired by the organization and functioning of biological neurons. These artificial neural networks, ANNs, can be trained to learn from data and make predictions, classify patterns, recognize objects, and perform other cognitive tasks. ANN architectures, such as deep neural networks, convolutional neural networks, and recurrent neural networks, have shown remarkable success in various applications, such as image and speech recognition, natural language processing, and decision-making. Brain-inspired computing also explores other computational paradigms that mimic the brain's unique capabilities, such as spiking neural networks that simulate the timing and dynamics of neural firing, and memristor-based computing that emulates the brain's synaptic plasticity, which is the ability of synapses, connections between neurons, to change their strength based on activity. The potential applications of brain-inspired computing are vast and diverse. They include areas such as artificial intelligence, robotics, sensor networks, autonomous vehicles, healthcare, and cognitive computing. Brain-inspired computing holds promise for enabling new computing capabilities, such as real-time, low-power, and adaptive computing, which could have transformative impacts on various industries and technologies. However, there are also challenges in brain-inspired computing, such as understanding the complexities of the brain's neural networks, developing efficient hardware implementations, addressing ethical and privacy concerns, and ensuring the reliability and security of brain-inspired computing systems. In summary, brain-inspired computing is an interdisciplinary field that seeks to develop computing systems and technologies inspired by the principles of the human brain. It draws from the structure, function, and dynamics of the brain's neural networks to design novel computing architectures, algorithms, and hardware. Brain-inspired computing has the potential to enable new computing capabilities with wide-ranging applications, but also faces challenges that require further research and development. Brain stimulation techniques. These are non-invasive or invasive methods that are used to modulate the activity of the brain for various purposes, such as treating neurological and psychiatric disorders, enhancing cognitive function, and studying brain function. These techniques involve the application of electrical, magnetic, or optical stimuli to specific regions of the brain, with the aim of either inhibiting or enhancing neural activity. Transcranial magnetic stimulation, TMS. TMS is a non-invasive brain stimulation technique that uses magnetic fields to induce electrical currents in the brain. It involves placing a coil on the scalp that generates brief magnetic pulses, which can either stimulate or inhibit neural activity in the targeted brain region. TMS is used in the treatment of various neurological and psychiatric disorders, such as depression, schizophrenia, and chronic pain, as well as in research to study brain function and cognition. Transcranial direct current stimulation, TDCS. TDCS is a non-invasive brain stimulation technique that involves applying a weak direct current to the scalp to modulate brain activity. It can either increase or decrease neural excitability, depending on the polarity of the current. TDCS is used in research and has shown potential for applications in cognitive enhancement, motor rehabilitation, and treatment of neuropsychiatric disorders. Deep brain stimulation, DBS. DBS is an invasive brain stimulation technique that involves surgically implanting electrodes into specific regions of the brain to deliver electrical pulses. DBS is used in the treatment of movement disorders, such as Parkinson's disease and dystonia, and has also been investigated for other neurological and psychiatric conditions, such as depression and obsessive-compulsive disorder. Electroconvulsive therapy, ECT. ECT is a medical procedure that involves inducing controlled seizures in the brain using electrical stimulation. It is used in the treatment of severe depression, bipolar disorder, and other psychiatric disorders when other treatments have not been effective. Optogenetics. Optogenetics is a relatively newer technique that involves genetically modifying neurons to express light-sensitive proteins, and then using light to selectively control the activity of these neurons. It allows for precise and targeted control of neural activity with high temporal and spatial resolution, and has been used in research to study brain circuits and behavior. Brain stimulation techniques have shown promise in various applications, including clinical treatments for neurological and psychiatric disorders, cognitive enhancement, and research in neuroscience. However, these techniques also come with potential risks and limitations, and their use requires careful consideration of ethical, safety, and regulatory issues, as well as rigorous scientific investigation to understand their mechanisms and optimize their effectiveness. Ethical considerations. It is an important aspect of any scientific research or application involving the brain and neuroscience. The complexity and sensitivity of the brain raise ethical concerns that need to be carefully addressed to ensure responsible and ethical practice. Some key ethical considerations in brain-related research and applications include: informed consent. Obtaining informed consent from participants in brain research or brain-related interventions is crucial. Participants must be fully informed about the nature, risks, and benefits of the research or intervention, and provide their voluntary consent to participate. Special care must be taken when working with vulnerable populations, such as children, patients with cognitive impairments, or individuals who may not have the capacity to provide informed consent. Privacy and confidentiality. Protecting the privacy and confidentiality of individuals' brain data is important. Brain data, such as brain imaging results or genetic information, may reveal sensitive and personal information about an individual's mental health, cognitive abilities, or other aspects of their identity. Appropriate measures should be in place to ensure data security, identification, and protection of participants' privacy and confidentiality. Equity and fairness. Ensuring equitable access and distribution of benefits of brain-related research and interventions is essential. It is important to consider potential biases, disparities, or inequities in the research or application of brain-related technologies, and strive for fair and equitable outcomes to avoid exacerbating existing social or health inequalities. Safety and risk management. Brain-related research and interventions may involve risks, including physical, psychological, or social risks. It is important to thoroughly assess and manage the potential risks, including adverse effects of brain stimulation techniques, and implement appropriate safety measures to protect the well-being of participants and users of these technologies. Responsible innovation. Brain-related research and applications are rapidly advancing, and it is important to ensure responsible innovation. Ethical considerations should be integrated into the design, development, and implementation of brain-related technologies to ensure that they are developed and used responsibly, with consideration of their potential impact on individuals, society, and the environment. Transparency and openness. Transparency and openness in brain-related research, including data sharing, publication of findings, and public engagement, are important for promoting accountability, reproducibility, and trustworthiness of the research. Sharing knowledge, data, and findings with the scientific community and the public can contribute to the responsible advancement of brain research and its applications. Professional conduct. Researchers, practitioners, and other stakeholders involved in brain-related research and applications should adhere to professional codes of conduct, follow ethical guidelines and regulations, and engage in responsible and ethical practices in their work. They should also strive for integrity, honesty, and transparency in their research, interactions with participants, colleagues, and the public, and in reporting and dissemination of research findings. Ethical considerations are critical in ensuring responsible and ethical practice in brain-related research and applications. It is important to carefully consider and address these ethical considerations throughout all stages of brain research and its applications to promote the well-being of individuals, protect their rights and privacy, and ensure responsible advancement of science and technology in the field of neuroscience. Overall, brain research continues to evolve rapidly, with new discoveries and technologies constantly emerging, shaping our understanding of the brain and its implications for human health, cognition, and behavior. We discuss the basics of each topic, providing a brief overview of their key concepts, significance, and ethical considerations. We hope this video has provided you with valuable insights into the diverse and dynamic field of neuroscience and its various applications. Thank you for watching.